Hello, everyone. I want to introduce you two of my co-founders that we met since university for 4 years now, and we've been working as a DeFi research team since I believe 2020 with another guy from 2021. So please introduce yourself, guys.
Hi, I'm Joe. So you can see me like cause to touch on the X. So I work in DeFi like for 5 years, mainly for the marketing.
Hi, my name is Boss, or you can call me Bebo. So I have been like doing research on AMM since 2021, and now we're here to tell you about Pennysia.
Let's talk about what is Pennysia first. So the current version, as you already know, we won the Sonic for STI Hackathon, and it was announced on 2nd October. But after that, for 2 weeks, we finalized the production version and then we released our official docs. So now let's talk about it. The first version that we productized, the Panacea, it's the only MM that offer low risk but high rewards, specifically designed for liquidity providers. It is the only slide that I will talk about the product side. You can read more on our doc, but it is the MM with built-in prediction market, and it is also integrated with Aave, the largest money market in DeFi. So let's start with something like Uniswap V2, where you can provide liquidity in an infinite range, and then you select the bucket whether you bullish the token X or token Y, and you allocate that liquidity token into the bucket. And let's say the Bitcoin price going up, meaning that people come to buy the Bitcoin. So all of your liquidity in the bucket bullish for Bitcoin will earn fee, but not the other one. And the other one is just facing IL from XYK mat, nothing more. And if the price return back, you just get everything back. So you can change, adjust the position or withdraw anytime. Nothing about that, just like Uniswap V2. And the last part is all idle liquidity is delegated to Aave. You're not earning just passive income from trading, but also from lending. So let's talk about why we create this.
So why we create this? I think we have to go back like background because our background is being deep in the trend of DeFi since like early days. But for early day for us, it's not 2013. It's around like 2019 or 2020. So in that time, we have seen like the surge of AMM. We seen the surge of yield farming, and those like open source trust minimized like operation. But we also like a systematic pain point that target user face, and that is a beginning that forced us to rebuild the engineer of like new AMM. But to get a little bit into the detail, in 2019, 2021, I called it at like a foundation because like we offers were a university student, like sitting and talking about DeFi and literally know nothing, just purely interest on AMM and see how like each function of many protocol that we are working on, what we can bring each of the benefit advantage from them into our project that we were building at that time. Where things like seem to be in a good way, rise up, and we hit a crisis in around 2022, 2014, I think, right? There's a huge market cash. It's very brutal because I think most of our friends who also build another projects on DeFi, they are already left the space to do something else because they wouldn't be able to stand like this loop of the cycle. But we stay, all of us stay in this turn down, and we realize that I think one of the problems we need to define at time is what we call a stagnated, especially for the AMM model, because it seems like everything has stopped at Uniswap V3. When it comes to V3 and everyone just keep building like V3 that has different function, like can do something else, but at its root is still V3. At that time, I think V3 is not going to work because it's not an IL anymore because some protocol even make it into like PL, like a permanent loss.
Yeah. Like you have to use ALM that every time that
Yeah,
it changes the range, that it turn IL that you faced earlier into PL,
yeah,
and then you continue to losing money as buy high
yes,
sell low.
yes. So
You
it's
know,
not, yeah, it's not an impermanent anymore. So it become like permanent loss.
To be honest, I think 90% of people doesn't know how to relocation, right? Rebalance their portfolio.
Right.
So that's why on V3, as we see the problem, we know that there is no way that people gonna withdraw liquidity and place it again. And to be honest, who knows? It can be worsened. As long as you withdraw your liquidity, your IL is become PL. Yeah, that's is horrible way. yeah, to do the liquidities.
Just like in prediction market, you predict whether the price go up or down. But in constant trade liquidity, AMM like Uniswap V3 or Trader Joe or range based, you're not only guessing the price will go up or go down, but you have to guess the exact price point that
Yeah,
the market will move to. Just like very specific, not just up and down.
Oh, maybe a lot of people wonder, like, in our protocol, why we use XYK model? Why not we just use concentrate liquidities?
because it doesn't work. That's why we don't use it.
Yeah, I can show you one insight. Like most of the fine or like the fund that I'm working with, most of the people who have money, they are lazy. They
Right.
just want to put the money and
Yeah.
just go and just earn like 7%. I have met some of the guy who made like 15% a year. Who he owns. I call the hedge fund. Yeah, and he told me like, come on, man, you have to know that most of people who have money, most of them that they put the money with him, they are lazy people. They don't want to come and relocate. They don't want to see how the price go up, the price go down. They don't want to come and see, okay, how many tick of the size, how many fee tiers that I have to select, or how many LST that I have to go. Do I have to restaking or some shit? No, they don't want that. They just want the place that they can put the money in. Like the company that I work for, they have a lot of Ethereum and Bitcoin. Like worth like, to be honest, like I don't know the exact amount, but it's around $6 million, and they just put it on the Pendo. Why? It's safe. That's all. The big money want a safe place, and the easy way to like to see their money is floating around, and the real yield. The real yield is the most important for the big money. That's why we didn't care about the emission at all. That's why we didn't to we like CT, we talk with CT in the team like most of the time about the token. The reason why we don't want to launch the token, because sometimes, to be honest, the business have to generate a revenue, right? It have to be a real revenue. It doesn't have to be like the token that backed by the money from investor. It's gonna be like something marketing ads that to come to get people come in. As you can see, like many big projects that they come out first, they don't have a token at all because they want to build the fundamentals. Like Uniswap, they didn't have the unique token at first. They just want people to come and trade on that platform first, and then they incentivize people to trade more with the unique token. Yeah, that's why we usually think sometimes token can be a burden to the protocol. Right? We have to correct some fees, some
Right.
revenue have to buy back, right? And some
Yeah.
revenue that's supposed to share to the shareholders or the, let's say, the equity holders or the pool LP, it decreased because we have to back the token. Sometimes we have to buy back and burn. Sometimes we have to buy back to be the treasury. Sometimes similar to the, sometimes some protocol they have to buy the token back to be like the safety model fund. Yeah, that's why we trying to start with the core product first.
For token, it is something that we need to like decide really carefully because if we don't do it really well or like have to be at a good at a certain level, it's gonna be the end of our project because token is not just like represent the value of the protocol or like what for the price speculation. When it comes to the token, I think it has more effect to the protocol and the holder. Some holder just hold it and just hold it like that. And if protocol haven't done anything to that token, there will be no circulation occur in the system. And I think we have many protocol in the past during the DeFi summer in like many past year been through this situation and they end up with like closing or already collapsed already.
I absolutely agree with that. So if tokens, most of the time, most of the protocol we see it adds a burden to those developers, to those the native people who build the projects. When you have token now, it's like you have something to take care of, and regardless of how good or how bad your project is, if your token price is down, then people are gonna yell at you, and now the entire community become toxic. And yeah, Uniswap can perform well without token, for sure. And yeah, we just haven't found the right tokenomics or something that can rationale the reason to have token and make it sustainable for all board participants. So then let's bring us to the pain points that we are trying to solve with this version of AMM.
Yeah. So as you can see that even most of the thing that we try to say, you can some probably think that so what you doing is only solve the problem for like LP, right? Because if you see our post earlier or like our SETI video, we usually like focus about the prediction market, and some people usually think that oh that is probably on the LP side, but actually we try to target all the three main like players in the space because I think if a deck can solve only the problem of the LP, it will be incomplete. But before we solving, we need to like see the pain point of each group. As you know that for the liquidity provider, of course, that the perpetual trade is like impermanent loss, right? This has been like accepted for a long time in the space. It is simply the difference between value holding up to token versus staking them in a pool. And for a trader, I think the primary problem for a trader is their fragmentation and slippage. Liquidity asymmetry is silo across various chains and protocol, which means that one large check can require like hitting multiple decks to deal with enough liquidity debt. Let's say that we have like a $5 million trade. I think there is no way that it's gonna be executed through only one pool. It's gonna hit like multiple pool, and with that hit, it's gonna cost you more slippage, and that's a problem for a trader. And the last one is for DeFi protocols. I think what protocol is facing right now is how to bootstrap and retain like sticky liquidity. Actually, in the past, I think we have seen many like good protocol that has a real product that can really do something in the space. Problem is that they doesn't have any initial fund to go and let people know that oh I'm here. Usually, what they did is farm and dump, and at the end that project's valuation is like inherently unstable and making a long-term development almost impossible for them because their value already gone.
Who is the one that we put our focus on the most? Is it LP, protocol, or trader?
The most is I think is a liquidity provider because liquidity providers is like an initial of everything. Without them there will be no trader, and without them there will be protocol to come and build up on us. I think when liquidity come to like any protocol, it means something. It means that they really trust our algorithm to make money for them, to manage the money for them, and they trust that at the end of the day we are the protocol that will minimize IL for them because IL is anyway it's everywhere anyway. For me, I would say the liquidity provider is a very crucial role in the space.
I totally agree with Bebo because, like, let's say you are a bank. What the bank needs the most? Liquidities.
Right.
That's why liquidity is provider is super important. Sometimes you can see like most bank that fail, it's not from the bank, it's not from the traders, it's mostly from the liquidity providers. Like if you can remember the bank run or the Silicon Valley Bank, it's not it's not about the bank at all. It's not about the trader at all. It's solely about the liquidity providers transfer their money out. That's why the bank fail. That's why people cannot do the trading on the stock anymore. That's why we do believe that liquidity provider is the most important things because okay, maybe you will see like the bigger picture in the next slide. I think that's why we create our protocol to like not focus on the liquidity providers, but we know that the liquidity providers is the most important thing. And if you have a good LP, you have a good model for LP, this will be like a butterfly effect. It can make the project get benefit too. It can make also the traders get benefits too. Okay, maybe you didn't see a picture that I'm talking about, so we gonna make you understand more about the slide. We try to categorize three kind of people into these three things: project, LPs, and traders. So projects represent other market creators. They create a market. LP, they improve the market, and the trader, they consume the market, right? So in order to have a market, it have to have the project, right? Project create the market, right? Pennysia, you can see as a marketplace. That project come to create the market, and the LP gonna come and improve the market by what? By providing liquidities. And what is good for providing liquidities? Let's see. If you have a project that have high LP, high liquidity providers, what is gonna happen to the traders? they get low slippage, right? They have the best rate in the industry, maybe the best rate that they can get because it have high liquidities. They don't have to worry about the liquidity problem. And deeper liquidity, that's mean like if you do a big trade, there's always liquidity available for you and the guaranteed liquidities. Of course, most people will say, okay, if we improve the LP, trader will got this kind of things. So most of the trader problem, as we can see, right, they are fragmented. They got high slippage. They have to go jump. They got a ton of routers. That's a lot
Yeah.
of hard
Gas fee.
stuff. Yeah, gas fee is too high. But let's say if you can do just one trade, 0 point, you can just be charged like 0.25 or 0.3%, just your one trade. Yeah, it's gonna be better, right? Right? Most people gonna cause this problem with the big pool, right? Such as USDC or the Bitcoin, stablecoin. It's gonna be no problem. But the exotic pair, this is the really hard stuff. This is for project. That's why we create the something that can incentivize. I think this is only our protocol that do this. This is the 50% protocol revenue sharing. So we don't need the emission. We don't need the high emission that or high APR that come from the emission, right? It's a fake growth for me. For us, I think we think it's a fake growth. You just use the investor money to put in. That's why for the project, we try to incentivize them by giving half of the protocol revenue to them when they open the pool on the Pennysia. How it's gonna work? Like, so they got the 50% of protocol revenue, right? That means they can have more revenue to, maybe they just put back to the LP. Maybe they can use to like develop more project. Maybe they can use the LP to invest more and trying a return back to the LP. There's a tons of way they can do if they get this 50%. Okay, you may think, okay, 50% of protocol revenues share is may seem a little, right? If you just convert back and do and see the Solana, like the meme coin, if the owner got this 50% protocol revenue shares, do you think how impactful they can get? Right? Some meme coin they can go $1 billion. A billions. Come on, man! Like 2 years. Within 2 years, they got $1 billion market cap. How many fee they gonna get? And if they're really willing to develop, they can use this money to develop more rather than just sell the token, right? This is why we trying to create the organic growth for the project market with the strong fundamental, which is the LP. Of course, when you trying to put some money on our protocol, you have the LPM, you have the base APR, right? We claim that we have a high APR with the real yield, not a fake yield, the real yield, right? The total from the protocol revenue, which is the base and the LPM. You can earn more from market bias as City talk. And the second step is the earn from the RV. Your money is not just utilized. You just say like when you're, let's say you are on the traditional finance, what the bank do to your money? Lending, investing, right? And do other stuff to earn more APR while you just get a few percentage from the bank, right? It seems not fair. We're trying to learn more how the bank do in the safest way and trying to put back in the DeFi on our protocol. Yeah, you can do that. Let's say you can do the market bias on our protocol. You can do the lending, which you get the APR. And you can get the base yield. And another one is auto compound. I think the auto compound is the most outrageous of the DeFi because some people will say like, oh, auto compound is not really needed. But to be honest, if you just see the power of the auto compound effect, let's say if you just put the money in some bank which have the 71% of APR and you can get some time with the auto compound, you can get like 100% more. But we trying to tell you that on our protocol we trying to make your money more utilized, right? So we can ensure that you not just only let 100% from just auto compound. And how about the lending? How about the LPM that you're gonna earn more? So we kind of ensure you that you can earn the most from your money that you invest in our protocol. So we create something called Pennysia Flywheel. So we can see in the next slide. This is the Pennysia Flywheel. You can start with the project first, right? The project try to create the pair of token, right? When they have the token, they gonna have the base APR, right? Which let's say is 2,000, right? Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy number a bit, and the people who trying to provide the liquidity, they're gonna get the base, which is 2,000, and if they want to earn more, they can do the LPM, which is the standard is already 2,000. The LPM can get you more higher, right? So liquidity is who get this gonna become more and more. Liquidity is gonna come into the project more and more and more. And how about the traders? The traders who trade this pair of tokens gonna get the denser liquidity, deeper liquidities. They can get the best price. Let's say you are the project, you can get a lot, right? Because this is super hard for exotic pair to grow. The exotic pairs you're gonna face what high fees, right? Most of the protocol will charge you super high fee. That's why most people don't do trading exotic pair on the DEX. They just move into the centralized exchange. That's why we're trying to make the place to be suitable for like a whole ecosystem. Yeah. And as the trader trade and the project that initialized on our protocol, we try to make a 50% protocol revenue shares and return back to the project. Maybe the project can come back and just put it back to boost the APR. You can see, right? Most of this, there are no external emission at all. It's solely revenue. It's solely like the real yield from trading, the real yield from LPM, the real yield for the project, the real yield for the liquidities. It's totally organic one, right? You can see like this is the flywheel that we create and trying to make the Pennysia market sustainable as most as possible.
If Oracle earns some revenue shares, so revenue shares from liquidity. So let's say they are providing liquidity in that token, let's say X and USDC. That's mean that the revenue share they earn is in X and USDC, right? Both of them. Actually, we can allow this protocol to put back the X and USDC not as a liquidity to the pool, but as a separate token, as an emission to incentivize other existing liquidity provider.
Yeah, sure. Because we tell you that like 50% protocol revenue is just put to the project. It's mean
Yeah,
like the project
I'm
have
with you, right.
any just any ways to do with that 50%. You can do like the separate token as you say, or it can be like
Guys, if I
invested.
implement this,
Mm.
this is the video where the origin of this feature come from.
Mm. Maybe it's a good point. I think because we try to create a organic way to growth. That's why we foresee like not just put it back and just go. We just see like in every element in financial way, right? Most
Yeah,
people.
so sometime protocol may come up with their own promoting marketing or
Yeah,
stuff
I
that can
think there's many
inspire
ways to
with
go with that
yeah
50%.
external rewards, right?
Mm,
Yeah.
Maybe they can put into the pool and then like continuously wasting to other existing LP. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
possible. So yeah, I will look into the code for that.
mm. Okay, let's see more interesting way that we can develop. Okay, as you see, I think for now you come this far, you may understand how Pennysia work and how Pennysia Flywheel is gonna work, right? So we didn't just I trying to summarize what I said before. I know it's too long, but trust me, if you understand, I think you understand like 80% of the market, like you win against 80% of the market who didn't know just basic stuff. Basic stuff is the fundamental, right? Okay, okay, I will start summarize and shut up. Okay, so we create a really good fundamental, which is the LP, also the project that come, which is the flywheel that we create. It's gonna create the more APR, real APR for all of them. And the traders who didn't get APR, I know, but what they get is the place that they can get the best rate, which is they didn't gonna get the LP or slippage or some stuff that they're gonna lose more money, right? When people trade, they want the best price. So we ensure that for the project, for the liquidity providers, and for the traders, we are the best place for them.
Cool sell. So yeah, let me talk a bit about what is coming in the future, in the near future. Let's talk about short term first. So on October 2nd, we won hackathon. There was an announcement there. Then 2 weeks later, we completed a protocol design spec, which meant for production. And then 5 days later, we released the official doc. You can check it out. There's a lot of things there. A lot of things. It is not comparable to the MVP version that appeared during hackathon. There's a lot of improvement. And then we released the new website. Right now, what we are focusing on is smart contract and application interface, which we already have the UX or UI prototype. So we expect a full launch during the first quarter of 2026. It's gonna be in this order: testnet launch first, then we'll undergo security audits for smart contract and front end security, and we will do beta launch for the user. This is gonna be on mainnet, of course, and then official launch afterwards. What about long term? We also have a long term plan. We want to play it for many years. When I decide MM V1 in the code, we also realize that we will need to make a launch pad. It is something like similar to pump fund or stuff, but there could be a lot of change just to match the AMM and incentivize more legitimate projects. So that thing it's already supported by the MM by design, and we have a lot of things coming because we have been doing research for AMM for a very long time. We have a lot of AMM models that we think could be better if we roll it out to the market. And yeah, there's a lot of what the exchange for both decentralized and centralized can do that has not even been implemented yet. And we want to be the first mover who tap into this market and make sure that everything works seamlessly. So, guy, please stay with us if you like our product. If you like the conversation today, please give us some comment or feedback. Check out the Pennysia website. Check out the docs. We are here to stay, and we'll keep building. See you next time.
See you guys.